How do we do this again?
Huh?
How do we do this again? No,
What do you mean?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah. That's true. Hey folks, welcome to the Dice Tower. I'm Sam.
I'm JT.
And this is our bottom five. That is to say our numbers 10 through 6 of our simultaneous play games. I have to say that most of my games fall within the simultaneous action selection category. You don't think there's a difference?
I don't know.
You think there is a difference?
What is simultaneous action selection?
It's where
Like
you all pick what you're going to do at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of the round, and then you, in some way, shape, or form, flip it, and now everybody knows what you do. And sometimes you go in order, or something
I don't know
like
that.
I try to pick games that there was less of an order after you do it.
That's fair. I did the same thing.
But, man, it was kind of hard to differentiate it from...
It was actually... This was a hard one for me to actually whittle down. And I didn't want the same mechanism type in multiple games. Yeah. You know, because there are several that are very, very similar that do the exact same thing.
Right.
Have a different theme. So.
True, yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess my caveat would be that we say simultaneous play, but really I think in most cases that probably boils down to a level of just simultaneous action selection. And then how simultaneous it is will vary between game to game.
Fair.
All right.
I've never done this before, but I have 3 honorable mentions. Because I wanted to fit them in, but I couldn't.
All right.
One of them is the Great Split. I don't know why I didn't fit it in there.
Never even heard of that.
Great Split's a fantastic game.
Really? I've never
it's a game where you have a hand of cards and they have different symbols and stuff that you're trying to collect. You have almost a tech track type of thing that you're trying to do. But every turn you have to order your hand of cards and then put a split card in the middle. Then you hand it to the next person and then you get this person's. And you take one of those halves and you get to keep it. And then you hand it back and then you take the half back that they didn't take. And you blend those two together and that's your new hand. Yeah. And that affects your tableau. So it's a really cool game. Everybody's doing it at the same time. You're passing, giving them half your cards and taking half of their cards and then blending them together. Interesting. It's a really cool game.
That's pretty cool.
Didn't make my list. Should have made my list, maybe.
So that brings up a question. This is something I was actually thinking about while I was going through all of the things for the list. Would you say that a closed draft game would fall underneath the category of simultaneous play?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah, I do.
Because you're literally, as you're drafting cards, you are playing the game.
Yep.
And it's done simultaneously.
Agreed.
So
I would, and then Shipwrights of the North Sea Redux. I haven't played it enough. Should go on here, but I haven't played it enough to put it on here. And that's total simultaneous. That's closed drafting. Yeah. And then a bunch of action selection. And then Oathsworn I put on here as a simultaneous because the combat is simultaneous. Every combat game that you have out there where you can do part of your action, I can do part of my action, and you can do part of your turn, I can do part of my turn, and we blend all that together is really cool. Yeah. But that's not quite simultaneous play. It's kind of simultaneous strategy. Who knows? But that's the way to do it.
I guess I'll throw in there 2 honorable mentions that just didn't make the list. And again, I think Heat Pedal to the Metal was one of those ones that it felt like it was simultaneous because everybody's picking the cards they want to play at the same time. But then everybody has their 8-phase turn that you have to go through every single time. So it kind of took itself off of the list for me for that one. And then Valbara also kind of felt the same way, where you're all picking the same card. You're all picking the same thing simultaneously.
That's a good...
But then you go in order. So it's not quite simultaneously play, but they're both great games. All right. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, my number 10 is a party game. It is the only party game on my list. This one is called Telestrations. Telestrations is a great little party game where everything is simultaneous, where you are all drawing at the same time. It is timed, so I guess there's a real-time aspect to this, and that's another thing that we talked about. But
I don't think it matters.
I think that's splitting hairs at this point.
Yep.
But this one is where you're drawing and you're trying to. It's basically Grapevine, but you're drawing instead of talking, and that's an interesting concept to me, especially when you get into a group of people that can't draw their way out of a paper bag.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to see how things go from one to the other, and then what people guess on the other end of those people that can't really draw very well. That's hilarious because you just see how it can derail and then it completely goes off the track. It's just a really fun game. It's all simultaneous play, and this is probably the truest simultaneous play game that's on my list. But I enjoy a lot of these other games that are a lot better. But it's my number 10, Telestrations.
I left off all party games, and I left off like a lot of the just where you have a deck of cards and you're playing slapjack or something like that, where everybody's putting something in at the same time. I left off those pure card games and party games. But out of all the party games, and I didn't think of this one easily makes the list, and it's probably, like you said, it's very significantly simultaneous play.
Yeah.
I think that's a good pick.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, well, my number 10, I broke the rules according to him. No, my number 10 is my number 10 for a reason, because only the first part of the hand is simultaneous, and this is heat. The trick about heat is, right, you're shifting together, you're playing down your speed cards together, and then you have to go in race order to activate everything. The majority of the game, or the bulk of the game, is really that decision of your speed and what you're going to do with your car, and then acting it out on the table is, how all of that interacts as a round. So I'm totally okay with that. You're right, though. It stayed at 10 because really only the first part is simultaneous.
Yeah.
Even if it plays a big part into how everything plays out. But
I totally get it.
That's why it hit my number 10, not higher.
No, so, I don't have any problem. I don't think it's a breaking of the rule or anything like that. It's just that I didn't feel like it. I totally get it. Because there's other games on here where you're going to be choosing things at the same time, and then that's how it carries you into it. You can't change anything after that. So I get it. I just think some of these other games that I included instead of Heat do it more.
Okay.
So
right on. Well, that's my number 10. Heat, pedal to the metal.
Great game. All right, my number 9 is a game about amassing your dwarf army to go hold back the throng and hordes of bad dudes attacking the realm.
Yep.
Nidavellir. And this one is a little bit, you are choosing what you're going to bid upon and how you're going to use your bidding tokens simultaneously.
Yep.
And you are stuck with your decisions afterwards. And you have to kind of see how everybody else goes and then make your tactical decisions after that. As far as what you're going to go after.
What you're going to draft.
Yeah, what you're going to draft. So I really do enjoy this game. I think we were talking about this in another list. I think that the game has largely gone overlooked because of its graphic quality, which isn't bad. The artwork is good. It's just it's black and white. There's not a whole lot of colors there. And I think that might have been a graphic design choice so that the colors of the different kinds of cards stood out more.
Sure.
So this isn't, a complaint per se. It's just, I think, a statement of fact or reality. But I really do enjoy this game, and it's a great game of simultaneous play, which is why it's my number 9, Nidavellir.
I think that's less simultaneous than Heat, but other than that, throwing a little shade. All right, but a great game.
It's been hot outside. I'll take the shade.
No kidding. All right. So like I said before, I try not to get the same mechanism multiple times. So my number 9, is my roll and write of choice, because there's 1,000 roll and writes where
he hates roll and writes.
Where you do something. There's 1,000 roll and writes where you do something, then everybody writes it down or whatever else. Then you go to the next person, you do it, everybody writes it down. But this is Welcome to the Moon. And really, I could have put Cartographers on here too, because both of those are fantastic roll and writes. But Welcome to the Moon is my favorite roll and write still. I play this game a lot. I love this game. It's fantastic. All the different maps that you have. There's 8 different maps that you have, which all have completely different rules and everything else that goes with it.
Yep.
But every turn you're turning over cards. You have a card that has a symbol on it, and you have a card that has a number on it. Well, actually, you're turning over 3 of these cards, and they have symbols and numbers on it. And you have to decide which of those you're going to use on your board. And everybody does the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the next card, set of cards until somebody wins, fires their spaceship into space, or completes their moon base, or whatever else. But this is a fantastic roll and write with a lot of variability because of all the maps.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's a good game. And you know what? I didn't even think about roll and writes for this game.
yeah,
for
there's
this
1,000 roll and writes that
There
would
are.
fit this
There are a
list.
whole bunch of them out there, but they definitely fit within the category.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just didn't think of it. I just didn't think of it. So
Yep.
there's
Flip
that.
and right, roll and right, jump and right, whatever you want to call it.
All right, my number 8 is probably the loudest, or one of the loudest, if we don't talk about the explanation part of Telestrations. One of the loudest simultaneous play games that I've played, and it's because you're rolling dice in these plastic cups that seem to echo greatly with the noise of rattling the dice around. This one's called Dice Town. Dice Town is where all of us at the beginning of every round, you're going to be rolling dice in a cup, and you're trying to roll the best poker hand, basically, based upon what you want to do in town.
Right.
And each site in town wants a different kind of hand. And so you're rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling, trying to get that combination. A couple of the rules that are with that is that you can only keep one of the dice per roll for free. Any variation from that costs you $1. So you have to spend money in order to keep more than or less than one die. And so you're doing this, and you basically can roll as many times as you want. But once somebody says, okay, boom, I'm done, everybody has one more roll left. But basically, that's the crux of the game. And then you just go by site and who won this one, who won that one, who won this one. So it's actually completely simultaneous play, even though it feels like it's simultaneous just action selection. But it's actually the entire game is simultaneous because you're rolling the dice simultaneously, and that determines who gets what as you go through the different sites in town.
Sure.
It's a really fun game. Very loud though, so know that going in. My number 8 is Dice Town.
Nice. We're not getting into the heavier games yet, but they're coming. No, just kidding. All right.
Yeah, that's actually true.
It is true. All right. Well, my number 8 is a pretty new game. I think this is a 2024 game. I didn't write it down. I really love this game. It's a card drafting game, but you're not drafting. It's not like closed hand drafting or whatever else. You're drafting so many cards, and then you're playing down what you want and discarding. There's a whole drafting procedure to it. But this is called Let's Go to Japan.
Oh.
I really, really like this game. It's got a beautiful thought process. You're trying to plan out your week, 1 through 7, Monday through Sunday, what you're going to do every day in Japan, whether you're in Tokyo or whether you're in Kyoto. You have to take the train back and forth in between. So if you're stacking your blue cards and your pink cards, you've got to figure out how to take that train, or it's going to cost you. There's some comboing in here that once you do certain things, once you get 3 cards, you get to take, depending on what those 3 cards are, you get to take a little bonus token. But every bit of the drafting is you're picking some cards, everybody's picking some cards, you're deciding what to play and what day to play it in, and then you're moving on to the draft. And then at the end of the whole week, you see who has the best itinerary or the one that makes the most points.
Yep.
You are trying to collect. The other cool thing is the variability of it, because the resources, or the not resources, the icons that you need to collect on different days is random every time you play the game. So you're trying to collect cards with specific icons for specific days, which all plays into
Scoring more points.
Scoring more points. It's a fantastic game. Whatever your third action is on a day also has a little scoring bonus at the bottom of stuff that happened previously in the week. So you're really trying to time all that out. This is a great, great, great card game.
It's really
game.
good.
Yep.
Really good pick. criminally low.
Criminally. Oh, I like it. Nice.
Criminally low. My number 7 is a, gosh, now that I'm thinking about it, it's a drafting game. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the core mechanism here. But anyway, it's Imperial Miners.
Oh, yeah.
It's a drafting game, but and that is simultaneous. But then also when you're playing your card down, you're firing off your own little chain back up to the top. That's all simultaneous as well. So it kind of feels just like the action selection. The simultaneous part that's the only, but it's not. There's much more that's simultaneous than just that selection of the card that you're going to play that turn. And you're selecting a card out of your hand. It's not drafting.
Sure. Right.
You're purchasing other cards. So it really does feel like a simultaneous play game more than just simultaneous action. You're picking the card. Everybody's doing that simultaneously, but then you're flipping that card over, and then you're
running your engine.
You're running your engine. So, and that's all done simultaneous as well. This is a really fun game, and I like the nuance of that the theme brings to it of building your mine down into the ground. I really enjoy it. So that's my number 7. Imperial Miners.
That's a good pick. I knew this was going to be on your list. So my brain says that's not simultaneous action selection whatsoever. Like, it doesn't feel like that at all to me. But it's an interesting statement. Who knows? All right. Well, my number 7 is a game where you get to roll your little citizen dice in your little cup, and you get to roll them out. You figure out where they're going to go on your little board. This is called Roll for the Galaxy. Roll for the Galaxy is a great game. Every turn you're going to spend money, pull a citizen off of your board, get them into your cup, then you're going to roll them down, and depending on what version and what expansions and stuff you have several icons that you can put them into, whether they're exploring to find new tiles for you to build, or whether they're producing stuff on the planets that you've already created, or whether they're developing new technologies or building new or settling new planets.
Right.
You have to roll your dice, and then you have to figure out this little puzzle of what best suits you. You also get to pick one of those actions to be your main action, and everybody else gets to pick actions to be their main action. And all of the dice that you have down, the only ones that are going to fire off is the ones that people have picked as main actions. So if I put 3 dice in shipping and nobody picks shipping, then those 3 dice just go back into my cup for next round. But they don't help me this round. And there's a lot of mitigation of the dice. There's a lot of moving dice around. There's different colored dice that you might want to collect because they have different numbers of sides. And it's a fast game. You're just going to build 12 tiles, whether they're planets or technologies, and you're done. And suck up a bunch of victory points while you're at it. So that's my number 7, Roll for the Galaxy.
That's a good pick. All right, my number 6 is a spatial organization game, frankly, but the lion's share of each turn is done simultaneously, and that is basically a game called Mezzan.
I thought you were going to say junk drawer.
No.
That's what I heard when you said that.
No, Mezzan is a game where you have your player area, and it's filled with tiles that have little animal depictions on it. And they're double-sided. There's a white side and there's a dark side. And the animals that are on each side are actually different. So what you're going to be doing on the turn, because everybody's taking the same turn, there's one person who gets to pick what animal you're going to be able to flip, remove from your grid. And once that person has chosen that animal type, everybody else now gets to choose what group of that animal they're going to remove from their board, and then their board's going to slide down, and the card, the tiles that you took out are flipped over, and you can put them back in any way you want to. And that's all done simultaneously. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get different patterns. Each round has a different pattern that you're looking for, and then there's also sometimes a special goal. You have a personal goal that you're trying to get. But it's every round is simultaneous. There's only one person who is the leader of the round, and they choose what animal gets removed, and then everybody goes to work doing their stuff. It's actually a really fun game, and it's a very stark looking game. That's one of the first things that brought it's reds, whites, and blacks. Yeah. All of the colors that are used, and it's a really neat game. It's actually
a really cool looking game.
That's my number 6, the last one for me on this list. Mezen.
I just want to know. I haven't played Mezen yet. Is the cat on the dark side?
I don't think there are cats,
okay,
but well, I'm sure that it would be.
It would be. Okay, the dog on the light side,
that
cat
is
on
correct.
the dark side.
That is correct. Absolutely.
All right, I haven't played that one, but it is a beautiful looking. I really like the way they designed it. All right, well, my number 6, the last one on this list, is not Sam's favorite game in the world, but it's one of mine. And this is the Quacks of Quedlinburg. I'm not going to say the Quacks. It's called the Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Yeah.
It's got the witches, got all the good stuff. Quacks of Quedlinburg, you are simultaneously drawing out of your bag, trying to make the biggest, most beautiful potion with...
I don't dislike this game.
I know.
I
He
don't
doesn't
dislike
like it.
this
That's
game.
the thing.
I just didn't think it was top 100 material.
It's got pumpkins in it. You got pumpkins and strawberries and
Pumpkins are awesome.
nightshade and all of
about
these different
nightshade?
all of these like crow's beaks and I don't know what all of moths and
Crunchy.
stuff like that. But you get all these different types of tokens that have different reactions each game. But you're trying to build this big potion and trying not to explode your potion so that you can buy more ingredients to stick in there to make bigger, more amazing potions. And it's very much a push your luck game. It's completely a push your luck game.
It is.
And
You're grabbing stuff out of a bag.
Super fun. It's super fun. One thing that is the hardest part about this game, or not the hardest part, but one thing that people dislike about this game is the catch-up mechanism is weak. Right? So if you fall behind, there is a catch-up mechanism, but if you fall too far behind, you're not catching up. Sorry. Sure. But it's a great game. Super fun, and it's quick enough that it doesn't matter. Well, it's not that quick, but
pulling stuff out of a bag is always very.
It's always
very
fun.
very push your luckish and
and
very and it's very tactile. Very all that. It puts itself. This game puts itself in a different echelon for me at least, as far as that whole. The push your luck, drawing things out of the bag. I think there's it just feels not as stringent as other games that you pull stuff out of the bag because you put into the bag.
You build your bag.
You build your bag, and you know what's in there. You know the frequency of the stuff that's in there. That's not random. So. That's one of the reasons why I like this one over games that are very similar. It's because you have the ability to kind of control what's in your bag. I like that.
I wanted to put Wonderland's War on here, but I didn't. Same kind of bag building, but there's 2 halves of the game. One half is simultaneous and one half is not. So I left it off.
Gotcha.
But anyways, my number 6, the Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Quedlinburg, that's a good pick. All right, well, that is our bottom 5, numbers 10 through 6 of our top 10 simultaneous play games. You can head over to the Flipside right now because I've got the top 5 ready to go for you, all queued up, ready for your perusal. You can find the link in the description below. Give us a like and subscribe here. Then head over to the Flipside and take a gander at our top 5 simultaneous play games. We'll see you guys gals on the flip side.
Remember, always play these types of games with people you trust or that don't cheat on purpose.
There you go.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games. We do top 10s. We play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.